So this is a really quick video on why I stopped Amazon Arbitrage. So last year, 2018, I decided to try Amazon Arbitrage for the year, so 12 months, and basically what I did is you go out there and you find goods that you can get from kind of retail stores, online, physical stores, and you buy them, and then you analyse them against Amazon, and if they sell for more on Amazon, then you might be able to make a profit. So you buy them in the store, you send them to Amazon, Amazon will use their fulfillment by Amazon services to basically put you in the, when you go onto Amazon, you want to buy, and it'll say like other Prime sellers, so basically Prime subscribers get free delivery on these orders. So it basically puts you kind of high up on the sellers list, and it's just a way of selling on Amazon. Hey guys, if like me you want to learn how to make a second income stream through affiliate marketing, then hit subscribe and the bell and you won't miss a thing. So what you do is you send your goods into Amazon. Amazon then use their fulfillment services and they put them into their warehouses, and then when someone buys that item they take care of all of the picking, packing, sending it out, the customer service. So they do a lot of it for you. You've literally just got to get the goods, send them to Amazon, and that's it. Now, I say that's it, there's actually more to it than that. So there's various things that you've got to kind of consider on this process. So first of all is your sourcing. You've got to make sure that you've got to buy low, sell high, because Amazon take quite a large percentage. So I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but I think I always used to go off like double. If I bought something for $20, I'd probably have to sell it at $40 to make a profit, because Amazon might take $15 just for their fulfillment services. Now, that's one thing, that's fair enough. So you basically look for when there's toy sales on, when there's half price things, and you'd have to do a lot of analysis of whether that's a genuine sale and whether it's a genuine offer. And there's various things you can do. You can use apps on your phone, you can use services, and you can look up an item from its barcode, and some of them will then try and find it in Amazon, and you can almost assess whether there's a profit. There's tools that you can do that show how fast it sells, how frequent it sells, and it's basically all different components to like a decision that you need to make. So you need to decide whether this cuddly bear is worth buying. Cuddly bear, my hand, same thing. But you need to figure out if that is worth buying and whether you can sell that for more on Amazon once Amazon have took all their fees. Now, it could be this cuddly bear sells on Amazon for 4 times the price, but when you do the analysis, they only sell 10 of them a year. And you look at on there, and there's already 20 other sellers that have all got 50 in stock. In other words, there's absolutely no point. Because what I found, one of the biggest downsides of selling on Amazon, is from an Amazon arbitrage point of view, was it's become quite popular. So there's a lot of services now that will help you in these decisions. There's people that will give you lists of stuff that is ready to buy. There's people that have got tools there that will do the analysis for you. And the easier the process gets, the more tools that there are to make it quicker, to make it easier for people to make money, then the more people get into it. The more people that get into it, their margins decrease because it gets more competitive. And that's what I found. So over the space of a year, I found that at first it worked brilliant, and anything that I was buying, I was making little bits of profit, and it gradually got worse and worse and worse. It is seasonal as well. So in the summer, Amazon's quiet. You've got Prime Day, which obviously they get busy. And then towards Christmas, which is like the magic Q4. Q4 is like when the magic happens, where if you hold out long enough, you'll be able to sell at decent profits because people want to do the Christmas shopping. They're going to do the Christmas shopping. They're going to get everything off Amazon because they can. So that's like the magic time when the stores are selling out of like the most popular toys and things like that. So I found over the year it was kind of hit and miss a lot, but I would buy the wrong items, it'd be too competitive. Then what happens is everyone looks at them and all their money is tied up in these items in Amazon. So then they use another tool, which is like a repricer. So you can pay, say, I don't know, $100 a month for a repricer. Say you've got 10 other sellers and you're all selling at the same price. You can set it so it drops it to be 1 penny or 1 cent below the other sellers. Great, so then you're going to be top of the listing. When someone just goes to that Amazon listing, presses buy now, they're going to buy yours. But them other people also have a repricer. So you drop a penny, they drop a penny, you drop a penny, they drop a penny, and so on. And basically, you then do that until you get to your lower limit that you've set. And you're then selling it either at no profit or a loss. So there was plenty of people when I was doing it, they were selling stuff at a loss. And they just did it because they thought, right, okay, I've made a mistake there, I've bought that, I've sent it in. And all I want now is some money back, because that money, that capital that they put in is tied up, it's in there. So that was one of the downsides. It was too competitive. I definitely made some big mistakes, and I also got some good wins as well. Some Lego sets that I sent in, and I would make like double my money in profit. So it was kind of hit and miss, and it almost became like a little bit of a drug and dopamine hit as well. You know, when you send something in, you get a sale for like a big profits. Now, I'm not saying that Amazon Arbitrage doesn't work, because I know people that it does work for. I know people that are doing very well. But I think my personal opinion is it got to a point where you've either got to go above and beyond or not bother. So go big or go home. That's where I think it got to. Doing the usual route of selling toys and going around the usual retailers, and here in the UK, there's only so many toy sellers. And to be honest, in the last year, a couple of them have gone bust. The high street's dying. It's all becoming online. So when it's online, that makes it accessible to anyone. When it was high street as well, you won't be too bad, because there used to be a toy shop based around the corner from me, and I got some great buys from there. And the people I was competing against usually was when they had an offer on or a promotion on, there's a few other people that did Amazon Arbitrage locally, and they would go and you'd get there and they'd be like filling the van up at the thing, and the shop, sometimes the stores would basically refuse to sell to them because they were taking everything. But you'd have local competition, which that's one thing, and that's not too bad. You might be lucky enough that you live in a city or a town where there isn't many people doing it, so you could have your pick of the retail stores. But like I say, the retail stores are dying. They're just not there anymore. So a lot of it now is purchasing online. Or when you purchase online, it could be that person that does Amazon Arbitrage that lives in that sleepy little village somewhere with no shops, they can buy anything they want because they've got the same access as you. They're just buying it on the internet. So then it's just a race. So I think there are ways you could make it work. Personally, I found that if you were comfortable enough and had enough investment that you could sit on your stock, wait for everyone who's just bought it on that promotion to go and sell out and race each other to the bottom in terms of price. If you sat on it, then it might be that price then comes back in, especially up towards Q4, and you can make some profit. That doesn't always work. I sat on a couple of things and then found that basically every single store then reduced the price, and then they were worth nothing. So the people that I saw that were doing really well started buying more consumables. So whether it's toiletries or just everyday items that you're always going to need, you're always going to use. And it could be that you take a lot less profit. You might take only, I don't know, say 20 pence profit. But if they sell 1,000 of them a week, then maybe that's more profitable. But to me, the whole Amazon Arbitrage process, the system, there was just too much hassle and too many problems. Now, I'm not saying that as in like I'm not willing to try. I tried it for 12 months. I tried it for over 12 months. And I made money at the end of the year, but that money didn't take into account my time and energy that I put into it, whether I was running around going from shop to shop, whether I was spending hours online. I could have been creating videos, I could have been creating blog posts, but I was spending hours online clicking on the stores, and I'd have to find an item, then check it, copy and paste the name, check it against Amazon, then do some analysis on it. It takes a while to get in your head what items work. You can't just go onto a website and say, scan that website for all these products and tell me if there's any profit. Well, I say you can, but you're reliant on third-party software, which again costs $100 a month. So you're paying for software to find you good deals. You're paying for software that'll scan websites for good deals that I found was often inaccurate, or by the time you found something, it was gone, or it wouldn't quite pick up, because with the best will in the world, and some of them have got great technology, it wouldn't always say, right, there's that product on Amazon, there's that product in the store, and they're an exact match. You'd get differences of like the version, the quantity that you get in that pack, and it was still, even using this software that you paid $100 a month, it was still a lot of manual intervention and manual analysis. So I do know people that are doing really well with it. Don't let it put you off. I learned a lot doing it, but for me, it didn't fit with what I wanted to achieve. And like I say, the ones that I know that do well are the ones that are doing it full time and are willing to kind of run around everywhere, that have spent a couple of years really learning the whole process inside out. So one of the downside is Amazon itself. So Amazon itself always favors the customer, the buyer. If a buyer rings up and says, I bought something 2 years ago and it's just broken, then I will guarantee you Amazon will give them the money and they'll take it out of your account. And that money's gone and you can't necessarily get it back. Sometimes the customer will have to send them goods back, and they're obviously sending you something they've used for 2 years, so you can't take that back to a store. Your warranty period's gone. And I found this more and more frequent. There's a lot of people that play the game. They kind of school Amazon a little bit. They'll take what they can. They might buy something, and then they might buy a PlayStation, and then they'll tell Amazon, you've sent me an old PlayStation here, or it's broken. And all they're doing is their broken PlayStation at home, they're putting that into the brand new one's box that you've sent to them, and they send that back. So you end up with their broken old PlayStation. You got to remember, some people just don't care. Not everyone has morals or a conscience. They just think, oh, it's Amazon, they've got loads of money. What they don't see is that on the other end of that, Amazon aren't going to take a loss on things like that. On the other end of that is a person like myself that's selling on Amazon, and it's you that gets hit in the pocket. Amazon themselves did it with a few things. I had to argue So what you do is you basically box all your goods up and you send them to Amazon, and they put them on their shelves and they put them into their fulfillment service, and you send them an inventory of what's going to them, and you have to weigh the boxes out, you have to do the measurements of the boxes, so it all adds up if you do it right, and it does take time. I had many a night where I was up to like 1 a.m. and my kitchen was basically floor to ceiling with boxes of different toys and goods that I was sending in. And there'd be quite a few occasions where Amazon then basically put all that into their system and they update their website to say this is what they've received and this is what you've got for sale. And I'd look at it and think, well, that's nothing like what I sent in. And it wasn't. Sometimes I'd have, at one point, I think I had almost 50 units, so 50 different items that vanished. And then when I said to them, well, here's the evidence of what I sent, here's the weights, here's the measurements, here's the courier forms to show that was collected, they don't care half the time. They just say, well, we've investigated. Oh, in fact, no, what they did on my last one was they actually said, you're not eligible for investigation, so just take it as a loss, more or less. It's like there were so many things where if it was kind of unscrupulous customers or Amazon themselves, where you're fighting their process and then every day you're updating tickets and going in and escalating things, and at the end of it, you might not get anywhere. So, like I say, I'm not doing this as a whole, don't do Amazon arbitrage, because some people do very well out of it. For me, I put 12 months of trying, testing, and I made some money, but in terms of my hours and energy spent, I didn't think it was worth it. I think there's a lot of flaws in the process. I think there's a lot of flaws in Amazon themselves. I don't think they treat sellers or I don't think they treat other sellers with the same respect that they treat customers. And there's a lot of customers out there that basically just want to take the mickey, for want of a better phrase. So that was how I spent last year. That was my little side hustle, and that's how I used Amazon Arbitrage to try and create a second income. Did it work for me? No. Does it work for others? Yes. So it's up to you if you want to try it. The only thing I would add is you want to make it as easy as possible. If you want someone to find you the deals, to do all the postage and packaging for you, to do any kind of service or management that you add on top of it, you're going to be paying roughly like $100 a month for each one of them. So if you're sourcing deals and someone's doing all your prep work and doing that for you, then you're going to be looking at, I don't know, say $200-300 in fees alone. So that's profit that you've got to make. So for you to make $200-300 in profit, you're going to have to either source very well and find good items, or you're going to have to invest quite a bit. So when I finished doing it, I found that if I invested roughly £2,000, £2,500, I was pretty much at break even or a tiny profit. So I personally think that you've got to go big or go home with Amazon Arbitrage.